People love the rags to riches story because it compresses hope into a sequence. One decision, one risk, one lucky break. It's a powerful myth, suggesting that success is a lightning strike, a singular event that changes everything. The reality is messier. These 7 billionaires didn't get rich from a single spark. Their journeys were not about finding a magic formula, but about building a machine. They built predictable patterns, relentless focus on customers, obsessive iteration, impeccable timing, disciplined capital allocation, and an attitude to fail forward, treating every mistake not as a setback, but as a data point for the next move. In this episode, we'll look closely at 7 entrepreneurs who started with little and scaled to extraordinary wealth. Not to glorify wealth itself, but to extract practical, repeatable lessons you can use in your work, whether you're building a company or a career. Jeff Bezos began Amazon in a garage with a simple, yet at the time, radical hypothesis. People will want to buy books online. This was the mid-90s, when e-commerce was a frontier, and most consumers were skeptical about entering their credit card details into a website. Bezos left a stable, lucrative Wall Street job, moved to Seattle to be near a major book distributor, wrote a business plan on a transcontinental flight, and recruited a founding team with the technical and operations chops to build his vision from the ground up. Bezos's breakthrough wasn't invention, it was uncompromising customer focus and scale thinking. He famously left an empty chair in early meetings to represent the customer, the most important person in the room. He designed systems for fast selection, low prices, and reliable fulfillment, creating a flywheel where lower prices attracted more customers, which attracted more sellers, which improved selection and further drove down prices. He then reinvested every dollar of profit aggressively back into growth. Lesson 1. If you want to scale, design repeatable systems that turn a small edge into a structural advantage. Think in terms of durable processes, inventory management, logistics networks, and data analysis that compound over time, making your business stronger and more efficient with every transaction. Oprah Winfrey's arc is different. She came from poverty and trauma, but she built a media platform through radical empathy and authenticity. She didn't sell a product, she sold a connection. Oprah's early years in local radio and TV taught her how to listen, to create emotional arcs, and to invite vulnerability from guests and audiences alike. She transformed the talk show from a spectacle into a shared experience. She leaned into trust. Viewers felt seen, heard, and understood. This deep connection became her core asset. From that foundation of trust, she then built product lines, a magazine, a book club, a television network, and a production company. Her growth was horizontal. Audience trust translated into brand extensions and powerful partnerships. The Oprah effect could turn a book into a bestseller overnight. Lesson 2. Trust is a translatable asset. It is a currency more valuable than cash. When people trust your voice, they give you their most precious resource, attention. And that attention, when nurtured, can be transformed into diverse and sustainable revenue streams. Howard Schultz, the man who scaled Starbucks, took a different route. He wasn't a coffee grower or a master roaster. He was a visionary who saw what coffee be. He didn't invent coffee. He saw a cultural opportunity. Inspired by the communal romantic experience of cafes in Milan, Schultz reimagined coffee not as a commodity, but as a third place between home and work. He focused on experience design, consistent stores with a familiar aroma, meticulously trained baristas who knew your name, and a premium positioning that justified higher prices. You weren't just buying a latte, you were buying a moment of affordable luxury. Critical to his success was controlling the customer experience end-to-end, from the bean to the cup, while expanding thoughtfully, ensuring each new store upheld the brand's promise. Lesson 3. Category creation can be more valuable than product invention. If you create a new customer habit or a new social context, you can own not just a product, but an entire lifestyle, building a moat that competitors find nearly impossible to cross. Sara Blakely, founder of Spanx, started with just $5,000 in savings and no background in fashion, manufacturing, or retail. Her entire empire began with a pair of scissors and a personal frustration. She solved a personal problem, wanting a smooth look under white pants, and then spent years cold-calling manufacturers, pitching her idea to skeptical buyers, tweaking prototypes, and handling distribution herself from her apartment. Blakely focused relentlessly on product-market fit. She wasn't trying to build 100 different things. She tested, iterated, and focused on a single, clear value proposition, making women feel more confident in their clothes. Her other advantage was authentic storytelling. She wasn't afraid to be vulnerable, explaining the product simply and humorously. This authenticity helped her find early advocates, most famously Oprah Winfrey, whose endorsement catapulted the brand. Lesson 4. In consumer products, clarity of benefit plus relentless iteration beats complicated features. Solve one problem perfectly. Find your first true believers, and they will accelerate your distribution for you. John Koum, co-founder of WhatsApp, emigrated from Ukraine, experienced poverty, and learned to value robustness and privacy. His background directly shaped his product philosophy. WhatsApp's core was reliability and minimalism, a lightweight app that just worked, especially across the noisy, unreliable networks common in developing countries. It did one thing, and it did it flawlessly. Koum prioritized engineering excellence and a lean, ad-free interface. The company famously resisted ad-driven monetization for a long time, choosing to preserve user trust and focus solely on the user experience. Their motto was, "No ads, no games, no gimmicks." Lesson 5. Technical excellence on a core user need can create a monopolistic user experience. When your product is the simplest, most reliable option for a mass problem, adoption can explode virally as users become your sales force. Mark Cuban's story is one of pure entrepreneurial grit. Selling garbage bags door to door, running small businesses, and teaching himself to code. He embodies the hustle. Cuban moved quickly between opportunities, learned to sell by doing, and maintained a relentless bias for action. He didn't wait for permission or perfect information. He parlayed a web portal business, broadcast.com, into a lucrative exit at the peak of the dot-com bubble, and then smartly reinvested that capital into ventures that fit his knowledge and passion, like the Dallas Mavericks. What stands out is his time preference. Cuban valued immediate customer feedback and fast iteration over long bureaucratic planning cycles. He believed the market tells you the truth faster than any business plan. Lesson 6. Speed and direct customer feedback are a competitive weapon. The faster you can learn and adapt, the harder it is for slower, larger competitors to catch you. Move, measure, and adjust. Don't get stuck in analysis paralysis. Richard Branson didn't come from abject poverty, but he started with a tiny student magazine and built the Virgin brand through personality-driven marketing and a willingness to enter new categories aggressively. Branson used his personal brand as a powerful asset, but always emphasized boldness and a David versus Goliath narrative. He would try markets others ignored, like airlines and mobile phones, and use audacious risk-taking to build attention and distribution. Lesson 7. A distinctive brand narrative can reduce friction for new ventures. The story you tell lowers customer acquisition costs, attracts talent, and opens partnership doors that would otherwise be closed. Across these stories, a few consistent, powerful patterns emerge. These aren't secrets. They are disciplines. First, product-market fit matters more than cleverness. Each founder began by solving a simple, acute problem for a specific customer group. They found a real pain point before they built a grand vision. Second, distribution beats invention. A brilliant idea with no path to customers is a hobby. Whether Bezos built fulfillment networks, Blakely knocked on department store doors, or Oprah built trust and licensed it, the ability to reach and retain customers is what multiplied the idea's value. Third, capital discipline and reinvestment turned small wins into dominant industry positions. They treated every dollar earned as a seed for future growth, compounding their advantages over time. Fourth, culture and systems matter. Scaling requires codifying good decisions into processes and values so that teams can repeat them reliably, even without the founders present. Fifth, timing and extreme focus matter. Many of these founders were in the right market phase, catching a technological or cultural wave, and then they doubled down with everything they had. Now let's pull out practical actions from these patterns that are realistic for professionals and founders, starting today. Action 1. Find one narrow pain you can solve and get deep into the problem space for at least 90 days. Talk to real users. Document the exact clunky workarounds they use today. Your goal is to understand their frustrations so intimately that you can remove one specific friction point. Action 2. Design one repeatable process for distribution. Don't try to be everywhere at once. That could be a simple referral loop, a polished retail pitch script, or a fulfillment checklist. Pick one channel and obsessively optimize it until it works predictably. Action 3. Measure cash flow and unit economics from day one. No growth story scales without sustainable unit economics. Test this by modeling your customer acquisition cost and lifetime value with a simple spreadsheet. Know if you're making or losing money on every customer. Action 4. Codify your decisions. If a tactic works once, it might be luck. If it works twice, write down the exact steps. Create a playbook. Train one other person to execute it reliably. Systems compound wealth far more than individual heroics. It's important to be honest about luck and structural advantages. Some founders got timing right, had a supportive mentor, or benefited from a strong economy. Immigration experiences created different risk thresholds. Network access sometimes accelerated outcomes. The point is not to ignore these factors, but to isolate what was controllable. The clarity of their mission, the rigor of their iteration, the discipline of their reinvestment, and their unwavering focus on the customer. Finally, here is a short framework to test in your own life. Over the next 30 days, choose just one founder pattern: customer obsession, relentless iteration, distribution first, or systemization. Then, implement a single measurable practice. For example, if you choose customer obsession, run 3 customer interviews every week. If you choose iteration, make 5 small product tweaks and measure the change in conversion. Track the key metric weekly and iterate on your process. That small window will show you whether the pattern produces tangible progress in your context. These stories are not recipes that guarantee billionaire outcomes. They are repeatable approaches that dramatically increase the odds of success when paired with hard work, timing, and a deep commitment to persistent learning. If you want one practical habit to start with, adopt a 90-day customer obsession sprint. Commit to talking to 30 real customers, identify and fix their top 2 frictions, and measure whether your key metric, like usage or retention, improves. Do that, and you'll have taken the same disciplined first step these founders took. Not magic, just method. Subscribe to the channel for more real founder stories and the exact practical steps you can use to test them in your life.